Welcome to the Wellness on Demand podcast, bringing you interviews with health, fitness, and wellness professionals, sharing proven strategies that empower you to lead a healthier life and achieve complete wellness. Here's your host, Garvin Reid.
Welcome back to another episode of Wellness on Demand. Today I have with me Zach Downs. Zach is the founder of Altered Fitness and a personal trainer for several years. Zach, introduce yourself to our listening audience.
Yeah, so my name is Zach Downs. I'm from West Des Moines, Iowa, born and raised and still currently living here. Grew up, went to college, whole nine yards. So been here, I've traveled plenty, but been here basically my whole life. And so, I actually started a business called Altered Fitness, and we're an online personal training company. I went to school for kinesiology and exercise science. Absolutely love fitness and everything about it and just helping people, to improve their lives. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Zach. Zach, can you tell us a little bit about why you became a personal trainer or how you got into the personal training business?
Yeah, definitely. So honestly, it stems pretty far back to middle school, even in high school. And so I would say around ninth grade is when I kind of started spurting, I guess. I started growing and I was a lot bigger than other people in my class. So I was always working out a lot and, other kids weren't really starting to work out yet. And I was kind of a little bit ahead of the curve. And so about I was a year ahead of everyone. That next year I was bigger and stronger and everyone was like, what the heck? And so everyone kind of started reaching out to me, just asking, what are you doing to get stronger? And so I just, gave them tips and nothing, super professional. I was just in high school and just, sharing what I could, but I just loved sharing what I could. And I loved people coming back to me and seeing the results and them saying, dude, what you told me, it worked. I got this, I got these results. Look at this. And I'm like, literally just from me telling them something that helped them change their entire life in the course of their life. And so I fell in love with that feeling and it just drives me. And so, I knew from age probably 17 on, I wanted to help people and I wanted to help them through fitness and improving their life to be healthier and happier, to live a longer life. And so from high school, I started working at a gym when I was about 17. The owner of the gym actually was training me and traded me cleaning the gym for training. And so I worked at the gym for probably 2 years cleaning it. He trained me all throughout junior year and senior year and then into freshman year of college and sophomore year as well. But then when freshman year came around of college, he kind of graduated me and I was able to start coaching. And so I started coaching training sessions. I absolutely loved it. The classes I was in, my sophomore year, I started diving deep into kinesiology, out of all the required stuff and started really learning about this stuff. And it was just, I loved it. It was just so much fun. And it was addicting. I just wanted to learn more and more and more and how everything worked. And so I just really dove into it and I started coaching all the time. And then I was, like I said, I was going to school for kinesiology, exercise science. And then I got hurt my sophomore year and ended my football career. And so I actually kind of got into the athletic training side of things and learned about injuries and rehabilitation. Was a study with the athletic trainer on our football team for the following 2 years. I'm still at college, so I could still be with the team, even though I couldn't play. And so I explored every route basically of fitness and learned as much as I could. And then after that, right out of college, I actually graduated again from the same gym where I was at into the manager role. And so I started managing the gym actually a couple months before I graduated and did that for about a year. And so that went on. And then I was coaching, managing the gym, doing personal training, nutrition as well. And so, like I said, I was doing that for about a year. And then that was up until May 2020 and COVID hit. And that closed about every gym around and basically put me out of business. We lost so many members at the gym, they couldn't keep me on as a manager anymore. All my PT I got paid from was per session. And then nobody could go anywhere. And so I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And so, like I said, I lost that position, but it gave me an even bigger opportunity and I couldn't be more thankful for it. And so right at that time, I got the chance to actually a little backtrack. I had so many people reaching out to me, kind of the same thing as from backing up when I was in high school, just saying, dude, I'm at home. Like, I need help. What I see, this stuff. Like, what can I do? You're way more, educated now. Now I know you know what you're doing. So then I just had tons of people reaching out. Like, I need help. Like, I don't want to lose everything I got. I have this to work with. I don't have anything at all to work with. And so I was like, after the third or fourth person, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta make something out of this. So I got to work, and that's when kind of Altered Fitness came to life, and been grinding hard on it since.
Amazing, Zach. Well, that's wonderful to hear, taking a bad situation and bringing good out of it, and actually helping people who need, when COVID hit in last year, I was one of those people who couldn't go to the gym and had all this work that I put in and was making progress and just feeling like, what do I do now? Because I don't want to lose my progress. So I totally understand where those folks were coming from. And 100%. I'm happy to see that you were able to turn a bad situation into a good thing for them and for yourself, finding Altered Fitness.
Yeah. And the other thing that was, really cool about it too, is I never realized, like, my goal ultimately is just to help as many people as possible to improve their life, to live happier, healthier, stronger for as long as they can. And so being in a gym in a brick and mortar spot, I was, limited to my reach of how many people I could get to. And I didn't realize until I got online that I was just like, oh my gosh, like I got out of Iowa, I got out of the USA, and I've been, all over the world talking to people, and it's insane and so eye-opening, and just feels like I've quadrupled the amount of people I can help, and, to a point where I just have an endless sea and just doing it as much as I can, as long as I can.
That's wonderful. Like it's a great goal that you have. And I see that you put it into action, helping people, because a lot of people out there need help when it comes to fitness and nutrition. There's so many different things coming at you at once in terms of you should do this diet, or you should do these exercises, or you should do this for this. It can all be confusing, and you need some kind of guidance to understand where to go and what to do for your specific goals.
Yes, I agree. And that was another hard thing. The fitness industry, there's so much stuff out there that's just nonsense, a magic pill, whatever it is. There's stuff for everything, everywhere, that claims everything. And so when COVID, hit, people were in the gym or out of the gym and at home, lots of new stuff started popping up too. Exercise equipments, different, body things, different supplements, just you name it. There was a lot of false information coming out. So like that drove me even more to, yes, I need to educate these people, and they need to know, what's right, what's real, what's going to work, and what they can do for a long time. And so, I saw it firsthand, and I'm still working on it today.
That is so cool that you're helping so many people. And in terms of you help folks through your online training, but what kind of nutritional advice do you offer them as well? Like, do you pair that with nutrition, or how does that all work for you?
Yeah, definitely. So my main program is actually custom personal training, so custom training program, and then also custom meal plan as well. And so in my main program, you're going to get both of those. And so I actually have an online platform and an app that I use that is amazing. Basically, starting off with the training side, I build you a custom program, specific to you, your needs, the equipment that you have at home or at the gym, wherever you are, all tailored specifically to you and your goals, down to your schedule, days you want to work out, training preference you have, CrossFit, whatever it is, I make it custom to you and something that you like and that you can do for a long time, because that's what's important to me. And that's the only way that you're going to reach your goals is doing something sustainable. And so I build that custom program on the app, and then I load that into their calendar, and they follow that day by day with a checklist, telling them exactly what to do. They can log their weights, reps, each workout. You go step by step with a video of me demonstrating each movement. I mean, it's the whole 9 yards. It's great. And so they have everything on the app there. But on the other side of it, on the diet and nutrition side, yes, I do the exact same thing. And so I do flexible dieting. So kind of if it hits your macros or if you're anything like that. And so basically that's just tracking your carbs, fats, and proteins, your macros, and putting you in a spot where you want to be in calories in versus calories out. And so if you want to lose weight, I find their macronutrients that put them in a deficit where we know they're going to lose weight because they're burning more calories than they're consuming. And so I find in that right spot, I get their macros set. I tell them their macros. I educate them on macros, everything about it, how it works, tips, tricks, the whole 9 yards. And then aside from that, I build them a full custom meal plan, hitting those macros on spot, getting all of their micronutrients, everything they need, making sure it's exactly, what they need, and it's going to get them the right results and going to get them what they want without a question. And so everything I do, is science-based and evidence-based, and there's, research behind it, and it works. And so, why try and recreate something that we know works? And so, like I said, I build that custom meal plan, telling them exactly what to eat and when throughout the day. That is all custom to them. And so whether it's vegan, vegetarian, paleo, high carb, low carb, keto, anything, I can create that meal plan hitting those macros with the food preferences that they have. If you have certain candy you want to eat or a certain, snack that you enjoy, whatever it is, we can make it work. We can fit something in there because I want it to be sustainable for you. So that meal plan is all custom, made out each week. I meet weekly with my clients. And so I'll update that meal plan, giving a full new meal plan, making sure they never have the same one twice. And so I found this to be the best way to go about it. Basically starting off with that meal plan, hitting those macros. And then over time, I start transitioning them into trying to hit their own. And so basically if they're following the meal plan, they'll hit maybe breakfast, lunch, and then dinner, they'll try and eat their own foods and hit their numbers. And we'll gradually build that up into where they're able to go a whole day. They know what foods and what macros are and what's good for you. And the education is all there. And I give them the skills and the tools that they can carry with them forever.
That's so great. Like, I love that you said that it's a flexible meal plan. Although when I think flexible, I think I can eat whatever I want. But I'm glad that you clarified that you work with macronutrients, and it's surprising that you build in like my favorite snack, which is one of the best things I think, because now I don't feel deprived of anything, right? So now I can follow this plan and feel comfortable because you built in things that I enjoy eating.
Yes, exactly. Yep. Yeah. So one example is, literally anything. So say someone likes, I have a client that loves her Doritos. And so I give her a serving Doritos each day. And that, it hits that spot, but I make sure, aside from those Doritos, that she's getting everything else she needs. Everything's on point and she's getting everything she needs. And we're calculating it correctly to where she's allowed to enjoy some of those foods. And so
I want to dive into that a little bit more, because some people
definitely
would hear you say that you're a personal trainer that built Doritos into someone's nutrition plan.
Yes.
And they're like, no, this guy is crazy. How does that work? And how can she still lose weight eating Doritos?
Definitely. That is a great question. So I actually myself, when I was prepping a little backstory too, I am also a professional bodybuilder in pro bodybuilding and classic physique. And so I won my pro card 2 years ago. And when I was competing and doing prep, I actually had one of those chili cow ice creams every night up until the day of my show. And I was sub 2.5%. And I proved that you can have these things. And the reason is because sugar is not bad for you. Excess sugar is bad for you. And so when you're calculating things and you're accounting for what you're having during the day, you're going to make sure it's within the range of what you need, and it's not all going to be sugar. And so basically how it works, if you're looking at a simple sugar versus a complex carb, and we have a gummy worm, or let's say 4 gummy worms, and then a cup of whole grain rice, and they're both 40 carbs. Okay. Mm-hmm. Micronutrients aside, so these are the macros, the carbs, fats, and proteins. So vitamins, minerals, all that other stuff aside, looking at purely macros and body composition. When a simple sugar goes into your body and a complex carb goes into your body, they both go through the Krebs cycle in the exact same thing, and they turn into glycogen and go in your glycogen stores. They are treated the exact same. There is no difference between a sugar, complex carb, or simple sugar. And so the difference is how your body reacts to them, all the other little stuff that goes on. So when you eat those gummy worms, you're going to get hungry. Your insulin's going to spike. You're going to get hungry. You're going to want more, and you're going to eat the whole bag. That's not calculating it. That's excess sugar. That's bad. Okay. But if we just had the 5 and we account for it, we know it's not going over. It's going in our body the same as the other one. Yes, there isn't going to be the micros as much, but that's the only little bit in the day to make sure we're staying sustainable. The rest of the day, we're getting our micros. We're getting everything. It's fine. And so how I do it basically is I let you eat what you like as long as you hit your numbers. Now, there's a little, wiggle room with that because micronutrients come into play. And so micronutrients are going to be the small things, your vitamins, your minerals, all of that stuff that helps with your body functions, your hair, skin, nails, immune system, all of the little stuff, not weight loss and body composition, but body function. And so with that being said, you cannot just eat all sugars. You could, and you'd lose weight, but you would not be healthy at all. And because you're not getting your micronutrients. But like I said, when you're spreading it out in the day and you're making sure you're getting all your micros from all the other foods and you're just using a little bit of those carbs to enjoy a snack that you like, that's okay. And what that does is it makes it sustainable for you. So you're not going on a diet and then crashing and having a cheat day. And then you're going on a diet, crashing and then having a cheat day. No, this is sustainable. You're more consistent with everything. You're not craving as much because it's going to come and you're maybe going to get a snack later on. Or just the simple fact that you can have it. I mean, the psychology behind that is crazy. Like the simple fact that you can have that treat and it's not going to hurt you makes you not even have it as much.
Agreed.
And so
whenever
it's crazy.
Away from someone, it's always the fact that, hey, I can't have this anymore makes me want it that much more.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the, I can't remember exactly the study it was, but it's like, don't eat the marshmallow with the little kids.
Right.
And where they're like, they tell them they can't eat the marshmallow or they don't say anything. And the kids like how fast they eat the marshmallow. And so like some people the kids will just look at it. And then the other one's like, don't eat the marshmallow. And these are like little kids. They just grab it and eat it.
I love
like
that
a split second.
I love that your philosophy is scientifically backed and it seems to have a psychological component to it as well in terms of the way you address nutrition and fitness, which is wonderful because I feel like a lot of the programs out there are very restrictive, but they don't necessarily deal with the person's psychology in terms of how they relate to food.
Yeah, 100%. So like my little personal philosophy behind training and fitness, I believe in using evidence-based, exercise and nutrition methods that have, strong value in the industry. And I found that keeping it simple, like a meal plan laid out for you, just hitting your macros will ensure the best results for my clients. And so I also use behavioral-based approach to customize the nutrition and training program specific to them to help them achieve their genetic potential, and reach that peak optimal health. And so that's kind of my overview and then, broken down and straight up what I do and what I believe.
I love it. Listen, you're the type of personal trainer that I'd want to work with because you follow this philosophy of evidence-based training and processes. So I have a few questions from some of my listening audience. And
definitely.
One of the big ones I got from a lot of folks was, how many days a week should I work out? How many days a week do I need to work out to, want to achieve my goals and to be healthy?
Yeah. So that's going to be specific on the person. Honestly, depending on your goals really too. And so I would say, at least getting a good 3 days in a week, just 30 minutes in 3 days a week is, what I would recommend at least doing.
Okay.
That's going to get your blood moving, your muscles working and everything, firing. And then you'll have a day, or two between them and you'll have good rest time, but then you're getting back into it too. And so that's what I overall would recommend, at least 3 times a day. But it all comes down to your goals. If you're trying to gain muscle and get strong and big, I'm going to have you in the gym six days a week at least. And you're going to be lifting hard and you're going to be eating a lot of food to grow. Okay. It depends on what your goals are. If you are at home and you only have bands to work with and you just want to work on, being healthier and feeling better, I'm just going to do maybe a 3-day a week, easy little 30-minute band workout that's just going to get your body moving, make your functional movements easier, and make you feel better overall. Everyone's going to be different in the intensity and the volume that they need for their training, depending on their goals. So that's a hard one to answer, but I would definitely say, like I said, at least three days a week, for at least a half an hour is what I would at least recommend at the very, very low side.
Okay, that sounds good. That's a pretty good advice there. And in terms of your 3-day minimum a week, what should I eat before I work out? This has always been an issue for myself as well. Like, I never know how to properly fuel my body before going into the gym, or when I should be fueling my body before going into the gym.
Yep, definitely. So that is going to depend on what you're eating. And so I recommend carbs. Carbohydrates are going to be your source of fuel. That is your glycogen. That is what you're burning during your workout. That's what powers your workout. And so that is what is important to have in your glycogen stores before you work out, is that carbohydrate. And so you can get that one of two ways. Like I said, you can get it from a complex carb or a simple sugar. Now, personally, this is the spot where I have my candy. I have some gummy worms probably 25, 30 minutes before I work out. That's a simple sugar. That's purely sugar. It's going to digest way faster than a complex carb. And it's going to hit your body a lot faster, and you're going to respond to it quicker. And so I either have that right before, like I said, to make sure I have a lot of glycogen right away, or I have it right after to restore those glycogen stores really quickly, because that sugar is going to go back into your muscles quick. Mm-hmm. And so if you ever heard, drinking grape juice with creatine or something like that after, that's basically what it does, is it spikes that sugar and that insulin, it runs through and pumps that creatine in. And so having that sugar around there is totally fine. And that's where I would recommend to have it, if there was a better area to have it. You know what I mean? And so aside from that, generally I would recommend having, a complex carb, because having a complex carb is going to give you a longer source of fuel during your workout. Whereas the sugar, you could deplete that quick. It's a quick moving thing. It's a simple sugar. It moves quick. Right. And so it goes in quick and digests quick, but it also, you can burn it quick too. And so a complex carb like, oatmeal or rice or pasta, any of those big heavy carbs, those complex carbs, those are going to be slow digesting. So I would have that up to an hour and 15, hour and 30, maybe even 2 hours before. That's going to take a while to digest, and it's going to be hitting your system about an hour and a half to 2 hours after you've eaten it. And that's perfect for your workout, and it's going to fuel you through that whole workout. So, it really comes down to what you're eating. Like I said, if you're going to have, one of those sugary things or one of those, snacks or those treats that's in your macros, you're going to have one of those treats. I would recommend it around your workout, just because, you're going to get more benefit out of that sugar specifically. But, aside from that, complex carbs are great. A banana is a go-to for me, banana or oatmeal. Those are great ones. And they're really easy to have. And time-wise, it depends just, what I have going on in the day and when I'm working out. So,
okay. So for folks that work out in the morning, before they do anything else, is a 30-minute window a good time to eat before the workout, or should it be a longer period of time?
Yes, that's okay. If you're having more of a simple sugar, like a Gatorade, Gatorade's going to have sugar, and it's going to have a lot of sugar actually, and it has electrolytes too. So like I don't like eating that early personally. And so I'll wake up, but I know I need something in my system. I know I need some fuel, some sort of glycogen in my body, because I've been sleeping all night. And so I'll have a Gatorade, and that Gatorade will be maybe a half Gatorade, because Gatorades are loaded with sugar, but I'll have like a half Gatorade, and have that before. And that's going to, at least give me some glycogen in my muscles if I don't want to eat an actual food. But a banana 45 minutes before, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. You're going to be totally fine. Now, I would not have a giant bowl of oatmeal 30 minutes before. Okay. That will not feel good in your stomach because it's still going to be digesting while you're working out.
Right, which won't be a good thing for you at all, or
comfortable. Exactly. Yeah.
So in terms of, since we're still on the subject of food and workout, oftentimes you hear the idea that after you work out, you need to eat protein right away, or there needs to be some kind of a time window. Is that a factual thing, or is that a myth?
That is a myth. It has been debunked that if you are, well, yes and no. If you are getting protein adequately throughout the day, every 3 to 4 hours, like recommended, your body is going to stay anabolic and muscle building in that muscle building state. They used to say that because people would go 6 hours without eating protein and, 7 hours without eating protein, and they'd have their workout and go another 3 hours after. That's not ideal. You need protein to be in that muscle building state. And so, yes, in that case, yeah, you can just say have protein right after. That's definitely going to help. But if you are having protein throughout the day in each meal, spread out throughout the day, like you're supposed to be, in this right amount of protein, it does not matter if you have it before or after, because you're still in that 3 to 4 hour window every couple, 3 to 4 hours having that protein. And no matter when you work out, you're still going to be in that window. And so, yes and no. Personally, no. I don't. If you're doing what you're supposed to, you're eating healthy, you're following, what you're supposed to, that is not going to matter. But if you're not having protein at all during the day, yes, please get some after your workout.
Good to know. Good to know. In terms of exercise, right? There's always a group, two schools of thoughts. There's the school of thought that says, "Oh, I only need to do cardio because I'm trying to lose weight, and I don't need to necessarily do weight training." And the school of thought says, "Oh, I'm just trying to gain muscle. All I need to do is weight training." Is that a thing, or should you be combining both cardio and weight training, or what works best?
Yeah, so you're going to want a mix of the both for sure, but you're going to want you're going to have more of a heavier load of one or the other depending on your goal. And so, actually, I take that back. Cardio, you're never in my program, you're never going to have a super heavy load of cardio. Okay, I'll tell you why here right now. My post tonight actually on Facebook is the truth about cardio. That is my post that I have a picture that I'm ready to post after this. And so I haven't even written it yet, but basically what I'm going to go into is that cardio is a tool to help your cardiovascular system in burning calories as well. That is, if you are doing a higher intensity movement that's maybe in your lift or something, you're stimulating your system enough and you're getting that cardiovascular response where you don't have to go for an hour-long run.
Okay.
That's not necessary. It's just people think they're going to do that and they're going to burn calories and they will lose weight, but let's do it smarter. Let's control your food and then just use 20 minutes of running or 15-minute jog and get your cardiovascular system, ignited, stimulated, and then get into your workout. Some are more high intensity than others. You're always going to be doing weights, getting your muscles stimulated, always going to be doing strength training, because when you're rebuilding your muscles and strength training, you're actually burning calories as well. And so I start off, with a warm-up jog, gets the body going. They'll do their lift. And then I always use cardio to supplement depending the lift of the cardiovascular system, and then also their calorie and caloric intake and burn during the week. And so, like I said at the beginning, weight loss is literally I'll give you the secret right here. This is it to losing weight: calories in versus calories out. That is it. If you are eating more calories than you're burning, you're going to gain weight. If you're burning more calories than you're eating, you will lose weight. If you're consuming the same as you're eating, or you're consuming the same as you're burning, you will stay the same. That is purely science. That is purely science-based. And it's calories in versus calories out. And so with that, my cardio and what I use is just a tool for that calorie burn. I make sure their cardiovascular system is getting stimulated through their workout. That's all being taken care of. Their cardiovascular is fine. I use the cardio and the runs that you hate. Very minimal, just to control the calorie burn, just to control that net exercise activity thermogenesis throughout the day. And so that's that exercise, that level of activity throughout the day. And so I use that cardio just to control where I want you and your calories. Say, like I said, aside from that, I go down into the nutrition in your diet and control it there. I can cut a little bit of carbs and I will see a change in your body. And then you can keep eating the same, and then I'll cut a little bit of carbs and you'll see a change in your body. while all doing the same 15 minutes of runs 3 times a week and doing your normal workouts. So I'm never going to make you do an hour, 2 hours of running or cardio. I've never done that. And I would never do that to anyone ever. And unless they like running that much, then of course I'll throw it in there. But if you hate it, that's the truth about cardio. You do not need to go do hours of cardio. Cardio is
a tool. So that's what I use it for. And that's what I use it for my clients. Like I said, you'll never do those long hours of cardio again and still reach your goals.
I love that because while I enjoy cardio to a certain degree, I don't like being on a cardio machine for an hour and a half. Yep. And I feel by a certain point, I just feel like I'm so exhausted. Like this was just a waste of time. So,
and if you're not educated on your macros or your diet, you could go right after that and put back everything that you just burned off in that cardio without even knowing it.
And I've been guilty of that myself. There have been times where I'm like, oh yeah, I just did an hour on the cardio machine. You know what? I'm going to have this burger because I deserve it.
Yep. And that's where kind of, honestly, that kind of thought process, if it continues, can lead to, negative relationship with food. And I've dealt with that personally myself, through bodybuilding and the calories in versus calories out and using cardio to burn, to get off food that I ate or I can eat this because I burned this. And, that's a bad relationship to be in. You know what I mean? You want to be in a healthy relationship with food where you're not restricted for things, that you can still have things, but you know what's in things and you are comfortable with things and you're doing the cardio you like and you're not feeling guilty when you have this food because you can have it and you're not going to go have to do cardio to burn it all off and it fits in your diet. And that's just that, like I said, that psychological side of it and that psychology side that I play in the role and makes such a big difference for people. And it's huge.
I agree with you 100% there. It's understanding the psychology behind it all is really important. And I think that's where where you have a miss with a lot of trainers when they don't understand the psychology behind it and why people eat and how they eat, or teach people the psychology behind how to eat and why they eat the way they eat. That actually solves a lot of issues once you understand the psychology. So I agree with it there 100%. Now, going from that standpoint to results, right? So I'm working with you. I'm working with, we've learned my food intake psychology. I've learned the physical movements that I need to do. I'm now worried about results. And, a lot of people we're in today's society, we're all about the quick results. How long does it take for me to see results or to start seeing changes in my body where I feel like the work that I've put in with food and exercise is working?
That's a great question. I was just talking to my client yesterday about this. And so I have a little guiding rule that I like to follow that's pretty true when it comes down to, working out, getting back into working out, training, hitting your goals, lifestyle, changing your lifestyle, all that stuff. And so it's the 30, 60, 90 day rule. And so 30 days, you should start to see changes. You should start to see a difference from working out. And you should start seeing those changes start to take effect. 30 days. It's a marathon, not a sprint. This stuff takes time. 30 days, you're going to start seeing some results. 60 days, you're going to be feeling and in those results, really feeling it, having had results like in the process. You're into those actions, you're feeling and getting those results, and it's consistent. So you're starting to see them at 30 days, you're in them at 60 days, and then 90 days is when you have fully transitioned to that healthy lifestyle and you're in the lifestyle. And so 90 days into that consistency, that's why I say you're into that lifestyle and your lifestyle has changed. You are an active person, active lifestyle, and a healthy lifestyle. So you've gone from starting that goal, seeing that goal take effect at 30 days, being in the process of changing your lifestyle at 60 days, getting results. 90 days, you're in that lifestyle, and we're going to keep you in that lifestyle forever.
That's wonderful. And, they do say it takes about 3 months to form a habit in any sense. So you're building this muscle, right, of this habit of being healthy and being fit. And it's good to have these markers where it's a 30-day, 1 month marker, 60-day, 2 month marker, or a 90-day, 3 month marker to kind of help you understand how the change is happening and what's happening and seeing some results, right? To keep motivated. But I feel like one of the big things, it has to be consistent, right? You have to be
Yep.
30 consistent days, 60 consistent days, or 90 consistent days so that these results take full effect.
Yeah, consistency, like that's one of the other things you'll see if you go look at my stuff. I preach everywhere. Consistency is key. Consistency is the key to everything in life, like literally healthy relationships, your diet, exercise, studying for school, literally working, anything, making money, anything. Consistency is the key. And so when you look at, training specifically, consistency is really the key. And another point I want to make on, seeing results and stuff is that, you're going to get them sooner than you think. You may, be at 35 days and you're like, I don't see any change or anything, but that's because you look at yourself every day. You need to be taking progress pictures and measuring your results. So I take a beginning picture and I have my clients take a picture every week and I see those changes. I see changes even 2 weeks in, but they're not going to see them because they look at themselves every day. They might even see them in the pictures because they're so judgmental about themselves. But I can see that change and I know where it's going. And so that's a big point I want to make. Changes are happening. And even from a visual standpoint on the internal, if you're not seeing things visually, internally things are happening. You got to look at yourself. And if you don't think you had results, is your energy better? Yeah, it's probably better after 30 days of working out. Is your mood better? Yeah, it's probably better. Those are results. It's not always the body composition results too. And so that's something I want to keep in mind. Results come all over the place and they come sooner than you think. And so just stay consistent. Keep pushing yourself. I have a client I'm working with now and she's only a couple of weeks in, and a little bit down that she hasn't seen results. And she's at that point where people quit after 3 weeks or they push through it. And then they push through it and they'll see the results. And she's pushing straight through it. She's got her head on straight. She's trusting the process, believing it. And she is going to get the results. I'm telling you, and she'll be happy about it. And so it's crazy, but yeah, just consistency, push through it, stay consistent. Even if you don't see results, they're coming. They will come.
I really like that. I really like that you point out that it's not just the body composition results. It's the way you feel, the energy, the levels of things that change in your body, because a lot of us at times we focus only on the body composition, how we look in the mirror. And like you said, if we see ourselves every day, the way we look in the mirror may not change for us, but it may change for someone who hasn't seen us every day. But the way you feel, you'll always start to feel those things, and the changes that's happening in your moods, you'll always start to feel those things. So those are good key measures as well.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. And I would love for you to share with our listeners where they can find you if they want to learn more about your training methods, the psychology, your schooling, or even work with you as a trainer.
Yeah, definitely. So the easiest way to work with me would be just going to altered.fitness. So www.altered.fitness. That's it. Type it in. You'll pull right up to my website and you'll see an apply now right on that front page. And so you can start there. It'll tell you the step process, step by step, super easy, laid right out on the first page. 1, 2, 3, 4, exactly what to do. Steps to getting applied. And then you can also look at different programs in there as well. I have just nutrition, just training, a 6-week shred program that's, more price friendly for people. I have my full program with nutrition and training. Everything's in there and you can take a look at all the different stuff. But aside from that, my Instagram is at ZachDowns1. And then my Facebook is _ZachDowns2.
Wonderful. And folks, we'll definitely put all those details in our show notes for you so that you can easily contact Zach and connect with him on a training level and learn more about what he does. Again, Zach, thank you so much for being here. Folks, you're listening to Wellness on Demand. Until next time.
I do have one more thing. I do have one more thing.
Sure, go ahead.
One more little treat for everyone who's listening and does listen to this. I have an ebook on there. Go to shop, look at the ebook, type in coupon or the promo code AF ebook in all caps, and it will be free. $0. Download it. Enjoy it.
Wow, folks, we got a free ebook. Thank you, Zach. We really appreciate that.
Sure.
So please use the code, download Zach's ebook. There's probably a whole bunch of gems and nuggets hidden in there that can help you throughout your fitness journey.
Yes, sir.
Until next time, folks, you're listening to Wellness on Demand.
You've been listening to Wellness on Demand with Garvin Reid. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.wellnessod.com.